Hello, and welcome to the first episode of me developing a snake AI. This is completely different from my obbying content, but I thought, why not? It's in Java. For this episode, I just worked on getting the board and the movement set up. Next episode, work a bit more on the basics of the model. You can see here, I just have the constructor for it. All right, so first off, we have the snake board class. It's got an int array of board that will be fed into the individual neural networks. Then it also has the direction that this snake is facing. So 0 is north, 1 is east, 2 is south, and 3 is west. Then you have the position of the head in X and Y, and then the score. Then you also have an array list for the body, just to help with removing the tail on each turn. So this is the constructor. We initialize the board to a 10 by 9 grid, which is the same as the small setting in the Google Snake. Add in the head, which has a value of 2. These are the values for the board for like head, empty, tail, that kind of stuff. And then have it have a length of 1, or a length of 2, I guess, with 1 tail following it, and then set the head X to that same value, and then to the array list for the body, add in both of those two tiles of the snake. Then also set the apple to the default starting position, set the direction to facing directly towards the apple, and then set the score to 0. So this toString method starts off with a string, just adds a new line character, iterates over the Y values in reverse order, and then over the X values, and then if it's an apple, prints A, if it's empty, prints a dash, if it's a part of the body, prints O, and if it's the head, it prints an H. Pretty basic, but just basic visualization I'll work on, swing architecture to make it look better later, and then obviously adds a new line character in between each line. And so this is where the actual game handling happens. It returns a Boolean. If it returns false, then the game has ended. And if it returns true, then the game is continuing. So if the new direction being fed in is the same or the opposite, so like the snake would be turning back on itself, which you can't do, then the direction is not changed, but otherwise the direction will be set to the new direction. So let's say you're currently going north and you try to go south, it will keep going north. Just for ease of me not having to, just so it's easier for the AI to understand, basically. And then where the head currently is set to a body piece, no matter what. And then based on what direction it's going in, it'll just change whatever part of the head needs to be changed. And then if this is just handling, if the snake is outside the walls, then a false value is returned, which will stop the game immediately. And then if where the head is trying to go is inside of a body piece, then similarly, the game will be stopped immediately. If it's about to hit an apple, the score is incremented, and then it'll just keep on picking random X's and Y's until it finds an open tile, and then it will set the new apple to that location, and then otherwise, then the back of the tail will be removed. And then finally, the new head position is updated and then added to the body list, and true is returned. All right, and then we have the main. A board's created, then I just have a scanner just to type in input. There's no time being implemented because if I want to train it, I just want to run it through as fast as possible. Afterwards, though, for viewing experience, I can add a bit of a time function after the training is done. So while it's basically just setting the move to whatever input the scanner is reading, and then prints the board, and it keeps doing it, and then if a false value is returned so the game ends, then game over is printed. I'll print score too. Print element, bro. And then the board is printed. So can show it off. Oh shoot, is score private? I forgot to encapsulate, so it's fine, probably. Yeah. Board dot score. All right, here we go. Yeah, and it's in a public compiler because I have to do this shit on my school Chromebook, bruh. All right, so can go 1. We can head for the apple. Oh, yeah, you can see it's moving on, and then hits the apple. A new one spawns in a random position. So 0, 0, -1. Oh, you cannot do -1. All right, ignore that. Ignore. There's not -1. That would be a 3. All right, I'll just show. Oh, that's the wrong one. Surprisingly hard to like figure this out in your head. 1 and then 2. So you get the apple. 3. 0, 0, and I think, yeah, 1, 0, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, I think that's right, yeah, and then 2, 2, 2. All right, now we should be able to be long enough to kill ourselves to test if that works. I'm a very sick individual. All right, and then I go 3, and this should... Yep, game over. Score equals 3. That seems right. Got 3 apples. All right, yeah. And then also just show them running into the walls. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I can just scroll on the side. All right, ignore that. So 0, 0, 0, 0. And then 0. And boom, game over. Score equals 0. All right. Yeah, that's about it. I'll have more finished in time for the next episode.